Beyond logic, there is a door to infinite intelligence. Napoleon Hill called it the sixth sense. The sixth sense is the crown jewel of Napoleon Hill's philosophy. It is the mysterious bridge between the finite mind of man and the infinite mind of God. Hill called it the door to the temple of wisdom, the channel through which ideas, guidance, and inspiration flow from a higher source into your consciousness. He said that all other principles prepare you for this one. Faith, desire, imagination, persistence, all of them open the way, but the sixth sense is the moment of contact. Logic builds the path, but intuition reveals the way. The sixth sense is not something you learn. It is something you awaken. It is the whisper that says, turn left when the road seems right, the vision that flashes before your eyes when you least expect it, the inner voice that guides you when reason fails. Hill wrote that some of the greatest decisions of his life came not from analysis, but from a sudden knowing. He would describe it as an inner impulse, a feeling so clear that to ignore it would be to betray truth itself. The Bible calls this the still, small voice. It is the same intelligence that inspired prophets, guided kings, and warned men of danger. Joseph received dreams that revealed destiny. Daniel interpreted visions from the infinite. Peter saw a vision that changed history. John on Patmos received revelations that shaped eternity. Every mystic, every genius, every leader who ever changed the world has touched the sixth sense, even if they called it by another name. Some called it intuition, others inspiration, divine guidance, higher consciousness, or the voice of God. But all describe the same truth. There's a mysterious connection between the human mind and the infinite mind. Hill believed the sixth sense activates when the subconscious mind is cleansed of fear and trained by faith. Fear blocks communication with the infinite. Faith opens it. The cleaner your mental channel, the clearer the signal. History proves it. Thomas Edison would often nap in his laboratory chair, holding a steel ball in his hand. When he drifted into sleep, the ball would drop, waking him, and often in that instant, the idea he needed would flash through his mind. That was the sixth sense. Nikola Tesla said, "My brain is only a receiver." In the universe, there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration. That was the sixth sense. Albert Einstein spoke of the intuitive mind as a sacred gift and the rational mind as its servant. That was the sixth sense. So how can you awaken it? First, quiet the noise. The sixth sense does not shout, it whispers. Silence trains your inner ear. Spend time daily in stillness, prayer, or meditation. Second, purify the channel. Eliminate fear, resentment, negativity. The infinite cannot flow through a blocked heart. Third, expect guidance. The infinite speaks when you believe it will. Expectation is invitation. Fourth, act on intuition. Every time you obey that quiet prompting, you strengthen the connection. Every time you ignore it, you dull it. Fifth, surround yourself with higher energy. Music, prayer, beauty, gratitude. These raise your vibration closer to divine frequency. Sixth, keep a guidance journal. Write ideas, dreams, sudden insights. Over time, you'll recognize patterns and confirmations. Say this with me. I am guided by infinite intelligence. My mind is open. My heart is clear. I hear, I see, I act on divine direction. The sixth sense is alive in me. Think of metaphors. The sixth sense is like a radio station. Infinite intelligence is always broadcasting, but most people's receivers are filled with static, fear, doubt, distraction. When you tune your frequency through faith, gratitude, and purpose, the message comes through clearly. It is also like a lighthouse. The rational mind is your ship. It sees only the next few meters of water. But the sixth sense is the beam from the shore, revealing rocks, currents, and hidden danger. Those who sail with it arrive safely at destiny. Even in Scripture, divine direction came not through analysis but revelation. Noah received a pattern for the ark. Moses received blueprints for the tabernacle. Solomon received wisdom in dreams. The same intelligence still speaks. You must only listen. Modern science calls this intuition, but cannot fully explain it. Neuroscientists find that intuition is real. The subconscious processes information faster than reason. But Hill knew it went deeper. The sixth sense is not just subconscious, it is superconscious. It connects you with a realm beyond thought. So how do you train yourself to live guided by this higher awareness? Here is a 30-day sixth sense protocol. Days 1 to 5. Practice stillness for 10 minutes daily. Listen without trying to control. Days 6 to 10. Write down every intuitive nudge or insight that comes. Days 11 to 15. Act on small intuitive impulses. Train your trust. Days 16 to 20. Remove fear. Replace it daily with gratitude and faith. Days 21 to 25. Ask for specific guidance in prayer or meditation. Then wait in silence. Days 26 to 30. Reflect on outcomes. Write down what came through intuition versus logic. At the end of 30 days, you will notice a pattern. Guidance comes faster, clearer, stronger. Synchronicities will increase. What you once called coincidence, you will now recognize as communication. Now, declare again. I am open to infinite intelligence. My intuition is clear. My faith is strong. My mind is the channel through which divine ideas flow. Think of history once more. Joan of Arc claimed to hear divine voices guiding her battles. Her courage changed nations. Beethoven composed music he could no longer hear, guided by inner sound. Florence Nightingale heard the call to serve in dreams. Each connected to something beyond intellect. Even you have felt it. Those moments when you met someone by accident, made a choice that saved you, or felt led to act and later realized it was divine timing. That was the sixth sense. But remember, this door only opens to faith, never to fear. Fear blinds the spirit. Faith opens the eyes. You cannot approach infinite intelligence with doubt and expect revelation. You must believe that you are connected and act like it. And if this message is resonating with you, if you feel that inner call awakening, subscribe to Napoleon Inspires right now. Every day, you'll receive principles of faith, purpose, and higher awareness. Daily wisdom to clear the noise. Daily encouragement to walk in divine guidance. Daily fuel to open your sixth sense and step into destiny. This is not just a channel. It's your spiritual workshop, your connection to infinite intelligence. Remember, beyond logic there is a door. Beyond reason there is revelation. Beyond your thoughts there is wisdom that speaks in silence. He'll call it the sixth sense. You can call it guidance, intuition, the voice of God, but it is the same. It waits for you to listen. Close your eyes. Quiet your mind. Say it once more. I am open. I am listening. I am guided. Because the greatest decisions of your life will not come from thought. They will come from a mysterious door to infinite intelligence. Your sixth sense. The sixth sense is also a compass of the soul, a silent magnet always pointing toward divine direction. The problem is never that guidance is absent. It's that noise drowns it out. Infinite intelligence never stops speaking, but only the still mind can hear. Think of Samuel as a child, lying in the temple. He heard his name called in the night. 3 times he thought it was Eli, until the prophet said, Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening. That simple sentence opened the door to prophetic destiny. The sixth sense awakens when you stop reacting and start listening. Elisha's servant panicked when surrounded by an enemy army. But Elisha prayed, Lord, open his eyes that he may see. Suddenly, the young man saw horses of fire surrounding them. The army was always there, unseen until the inner eyes opened. That is the sixth sense, vision beyond the visible. Paul was guided by dreams to Macedonia, where the gospel expanded. Jung called it the collective unconscious, the realm where all minds connect. Steve Jobs trusted intuition more than intellect. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Da Vinci said, the painter has the universe in his mind and hands. That is the voice of the sixth sense. Creation flowing from invisible inspiration. To activate it fully, try this 40-day intuition awakening plan. Days 1 to 10. Begin each morning in silence. Breathe deeply. Ask, what I need to know today. Write whatever comes. Days 11 to 20, practice trust. Act on small intuitive nudges. A call, a step, a word. Record results. Days 21 to 30, deepen awareness. Spend time in nature. Listen more. Speak less. Let your senses expand. Days 31 to 40. Meditate nightly on one question. How can I serve the infinite through my life? Write the impressions that arise. At the end of 40 days, the noise will quiet, the voice will grow clear, and the current of infinite intelligence will guide your steps. Now declare this. I am aligned with infinite intelligence. My mind is still. My heart is open. I listen and obey. I am a receiver of divine wisdom. I am guided, protected, and inspired. If this message has awakened something deep inside you, don't let it fade. Subscribe to Napoleon Inspires right now. Every day, receive principles of faith, vision, and divine connection. Daily wisdom to tune your inner compass. Daily strength to walk by intuition, not fear. This is not just a channel. It's a temple of infinite intelligence, a gathering of awakened minds. Remember, beyond the five senses lies the sixth, the mysterious bridge between your mind and the mind of God. Cross it daily, trust it deeply, and you will never walk in darkness again, because the infinite is always speaking. The only question is, are you listening?